feels good. Oh, me baby. Well, come to love you like I love you should. You're fine, so kind. Like to tell this world that you're mine. That you're my dancing and that twiddle my thumbs. I'm real nervous, but it sure is fun. Come on, baby.
Some of you have actually asked us why can't we just make this webinar like mute everybody when they come in, or make it into like a session whereby our participants don't get to talk. No, that's not us. We do not mute all our participants and we do not stop them from speaking. However, we do arrange for a certain time at the end of every session for them to have a conversation with us, and this is what we are all about, conversations. Okay, so get ready, we are about to start really soon.
Balls of fire.
Good morning, everyone. Hello, everyone. Every morning, I'm losing it. I'm losing too much dopamine. Good morning, everyone. Hello, and a very wonderful Saturday to all of you. Welcome to the Amazing Seniors webinar, entitled is Frailty Inevitable. It's great to see so many of you joining us this morning. And I see a lot of you logging in right now. The numbers are going up. And we are so happy to see all of you this morning. All right, I will start the webinar with the agenda. Right now. We are pleased to have with us for this morning our esteemed speakers, Dr. Ho B. Kiao and Mr. Martin Yap joining us this morning. Dr. Ho will be educating us on frailty and if it is inevitable. This will be followed by Martin, who will be sharing his experience on managing care for the elderly. We also have a very special session by a physiotherapist. Her name is Jacqueline from Care Concierge during Martin's session. So stay tuned for that. And now I move on to the most, I won't say the most, the exciting part of the session, which all of you are so looking forward to, the lucky draw, all right? At the end of the session, we are going to pick 15 randomly lucky winners for our exclusive giveaways. In order for you to win, you need to fill up your name and contact details in the lucky draw registration form for a chance to win. Now, what are you going to win? You're going to win 5 exclusive specialty coffee. All right, 5 exclusive specialty coffee by Kairos. Kairos specialty coffee. There will be 5 lucky winners for this coupon, and 10 half-day passes to Commune by Care Concierge worth 360 ringgit each. Wow, that's a lot, okay? And each pass entitles 2 persons to visit the Commune by Care Concierge. The registration link will be posted in the chat box before the end of the webinar. So stay tuned for that, that link that will be posted in the chat box. So make sure you look out for that. And in fact, if you have any problems, please do not hesitate to send us a WhatsApp on our hotline, all right? And we will assist you on the registration for the lucky draw. So I'd like to wish everyone a good luck, all right? Good luck for the lucky draw, because these are fantastic prizes, because the coffee is wonderful. I tell you, Penny can vouch for the coffee. It's fantastic, all right? Okay, so now, without further ado, I would like to make a quick salutation to the founders of Amazing Seniors, Jasmine Amirul and Penny Lau. Over to you, guys.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for making the time today. We're really looking forward to sharing this with you guys. Over to you, Penny.
Hi guys, very, very good morning to all of you. It's so good to see all of you again on this beautiful Saturday morning. And for those of you who have just found out about us, we are the Amazing Seniors. Actually, all of you are Amazing Seniors too, okay? But this platform is called Amazing Seniors. So for those of you who have just found out about us, a very, very warm welcome to yet another exciting webinar with the Amazing Seniors. Now, you may ask, what is Amazing Seniors? Aren't we already Amazing Seniors? The truth? Yes, you guys are already Amazing Seniors. But here's what we are doing. We are setting up a platform that has been created specially for you, okay, to curate for all seniors the best deals, events, information, jobs, and more. We are here because we believe in growing older in a community, a society that is pleasing and appealing to all of us. And that's why we hope to be able to build that for all of us. So here, let us play a little video which tells you what we stand for. Jasmine? No matter how many times I watch that video, I still feel excited. And I'm definitely very, very proud of how much the team has actually achieved, has worked towards achieving. And speaking of the team, today we have something really special for you. Remember, I was telling you guys about dopamine. Yeah, dopamine are those things that that little chemical things in our body that is responsible for happiness, for exhilaration, for this sudden burst of energy, this adrenaline pumping in all of us. Yes, yes, yes. As you can see, I'm packed full of it today. Okay, anyway, we have got something special for you today. Two of our colleagues are actually zooming in from Kairos, a neighborhood cafe serving specialty coffee. Now, we're going to talk to them a little bit. Ace, Rosie, are you there? Are you guys there? Ace? Ace and Rosie. Ah, they must be enjoying their dose of coffee so much. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Well, can we find them? Jasmine, are they there?
Ace and Rosie, are you guys there? Ace, Rosie, are you guys there?
They are probably just enjoying their cup of
Hi
coffee.
everyone, hi everyone. Hi, yes, we're here. Can you see, can you hear us?
Hi.
Can you hear
Yeah,
us?
I can. So where exactly are you guys?
Good morning. We're having a cup of Cairo specialty coffee while Zooming with you guys.
Oh man. And where exactly is that? Where's Kara's Cafe?
Well, as you guys can see, we are at Kairos. Let me show you around, okay? This is Kairos.
Wait, can you slow down a bit on that? Can you slow down a bit on that? I can't really see you.
Okay, that's
Oh, okay,
Kairos
cool.
coffee.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's a cozy cafe situated at a little nook. It's a nook inside of Subang Courtyard SS15 Subang Jaya. Really
Wow. That's like very near is it SJMC there? Is that near there? Is that where all the shops are there?
It's right across from, yes, it is. It's right across from Subang Parade.
Okay, it looks really good. You guys better come back and take me there later on this afternoon, okay? Because I'm so jealous and I really, really should have been there instead. But you know,
Definitely will.
but thanks to Carlos for passing me this cup of coffee, which I've made myself. See, right? So I kind of like pour the water in, and I'm enjoying my beautiful, wonderful cup of coffee. Thanks, Ace, for showing us around. Anyway, for you guys
No
who wants to
worries.
know a little bit about Kairos Coffee, please stay tuned. We'll be talking a little bit more about it. And I apologize if some of you guys are fasting and I'm here like tempting you with my cup of coffee. I know, Jasmine, you are fasting, but don't worry. I saved you a cup. You can book out with it tonight, okay?
Yay, thank you.
And a box as well. So you have it, okay? So anyway, without further ado, I would like to introduce our very first speaker, who's Dr. Ho, okay? Dr. Ho B. Kia. Now, let me just tell you a little bit on who Dr. Ho is and what she does, okay? Hang on, just give me a second. Let me just pin Dr. Ho. Okay, anyway, Jasmine, you pin Dr. Ho, okay? All right. Dr. Ho is a consultant family medicine specialist. She has masters in family medicine, a medical degree from UMMC, and she underwent a subspecialty training in community geriatric at Monash University, Australia. And she has been actively involved in the supervision of the postgraduate family medicine trainees from UKM, UMMC, and FRACG. She's also the supervisor for the credentialing process for the National Specialist Registry, and the list goes on. I see it here on my screen. The list goes on, okay? But, you know, let us just have a listen to her. Let her speak for herself, okay? So let's together here welcome Dr. Ho B. Kia. Dr. Ho, are you there?
Yeah, hi. Every morning, everyone. Hi. Nice to meet
How
all
are
of
you this morning? How are you feeling this morning?
Yeah, I am as excited as y'all, in fact. First time I joined the group, but I can really influenced by all your excitement. Okay,
You
great.
know, they will tell you, okay, I'm always half the time very, very excited one, okay? I'm always like speaking to
Can I have my
and I'm
slide,
bouncing
please?
around.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Can I have my slide?
Yeah, sure. So anyway, we're privileged to have you on this morning, and we are really, really looking forward to this. Doctor, so I'll hand the session over to you, and I'll disappear from the main screen for a while so that you can host up your slides and all for all to see, okay? Meanwhile, a little bit of housekeeping to the rest of you. Please mute your microphones so that she can have the spotlight, and then we will have a session at the end of her talk. For questions and answers. So meanwhile, while that's happening, you can actually start typing in your questions into the chat group, of which I will take note of, and I'll bring it up again towards the end of the session. Okay, so please type into the chat. Type into the chat, okay? All right, Dr. Ho, over to you.
Sure.
Dr. Ho, you're sharing the slides from your side. We are doing your video only, right?
Oh, you're doing the video. Oh, okay. I thought that you're sharing the
remember?
slide. Okay, never mind. Then I control my slide. No problem.
Yes, please.
I will do it. Sure. Okay. Okay, good morning and happy Saturdays to all of you. Can you see my slides? Can you hear me? Okay, great.
Yes, loud and clear. Yes.
So I think I'm going to share with you one of the very important topic, frailty. While people aging, many of us didn't realize there is such a thing as frailty and what is the risk factor, how can it be prevented? And most of us are thinking, as I'm getting older, as I'm reaching the age of 80, 90 or 100, is it eventually I will be frail by then? Can I prevent or delay it so that the frailty will come much later? I think I just want to share one of the recent encounter with one of the patient, in fact. Last Fridays, just yesterday, in fact, one of the elderly mom, about 83, 84 years old, come into my consultation room, pushing a son of hers at about 55, around that, 55, 56 years old. So if in that pictures, you can paint that in your pictures and view, who is more frail? The son more frail or the 85 years old mom more frail? The son is only about 56 years old. The mom is 83. So the mom is pushing the wheelchair of the son. Okay, so who you would like it to be? Do you want to be at the shoes of the son, sitting on the wheelchair, pushed by your mom? Or you would like to be the mom who are at the age of 80 plus, but still very robust and can move around and with full activity of, area functioning well and so on. And he can even take care of the son who have recently have a stroke. So hopefully all of us will aim towards healthy aging so that we can delay, or if we cannot prevent altogether frailty, at least we can delay the frailty from setting in. Agree with me? I hope all of you agree with me. Okay. Okay, as the word frailties, many of us might not be so familiar. What is the risk factor exactly for frailty? How can we prevent it? If I ask any one of you about diabetes, I believe most of you are quite aware that there is such a thing as pre-diabetes. Before you get diabetes, you know you might be in pre-diabetes. You know how to prevent it, isn't it? You know you control your diet, you have more exercise, and the sugar might come down, and you might prevent from developing full diabetes. Similarly, for frailty, in fact, if you can identify the early sign or symptom of frailty, definitely you can delay the onset of frailty by doing healthy aging, by practicing healthy aging. I will be going to share with you all these facts. Okay. All right. Okay. So basically, this is the content of my talk. So I will be sharing with you all how common is frailty, what exactly frailty means. Okay, and what is the implication? If one individual has frailty, what will happen to this individual? And how can we identify it earlier, before the onset of frailty, or even during the early part of the frailty onset? How we measure it? Yeah, how can we measure whether we have frailty or not? Many of us might be asking, am I frail? Am I fit? Okay, how is the measurement? I will share with you all. And then the final few slide will be on prevention, which is the main part of my talk. And subsequently, can we reverse it? We already have mild frailty, can we reverse it to normal or pre-feel and so on? And can we relay it? Okay. And again, I will share some educational videos with some all of you. Hopefully the video work. And that's it. All the end of the days. Okay. So just to obstructing, can you see my full screen? Because this one is okay. Never mind. So as we know,
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Okay. So as we know, in Malaysia, we define an elderly person as old when they are reaching age of 60 as a definition in Malaysia. But overseas, in fact, we take about 65. So globally, in fact, the aging population is growing, not just worldwide. You can see here, Japan, about 2022, about 10 years back, before this, about a quarter are elderly populations, but 3 years from now, a third of them will be in elderly age groups. So what about Malaysia? Are we very far behind? In fact, we are catching up, in fact. By 2020, about 2 years back, 10% of our population already aged 60 and above. What about the trend? We are expecting by 2030, there is around 8 years from now, or slightly less than 8 years, 15% of our population will be aged 60 and above. By then, our population will be considered aged population. So we might have various issues, various socio-economic issues, health issues, and so on. Why there is an increase in aging population? Mainly because all of us now are living well, eating well, and living healthily. So we have higher life expectancy. As you can see here, average Malaysian men will live up to 73 years old. Ladies will be even longer, up to 77.6. Okay, and as for the fertility, if you look around among ourselves or even our children, if you all already have children, how many of them have children more than 2? Some of them even have only 1, some of them even none, and so on. So our fertility rate is really dropped. Okay, So there is the challenge that later on there will be more elderly population and less adult population who can support the elderly. So that's why the more us as elderly later on, we have to support ourselves. We cannot rely on our children to take care of us because there's so few of the children growing adults. Okay, what about frailty? As you can see from this graph clearly, if you are aged around 60, maybe some of you age around 60, your risk of frailty is around anything around 5%. So you can still be functioning well, full, and so on. But as your age is catching up, as you can see here, by the time 75 years old, about 15 years after age of 60, 75 years old, there will be a sharp increase of frailty prevalence. That's why the number of frailty will be increased sharply from the age of 75. The more if we do not take care of our health earlier. Okay, I will share with you how can we really delay later on. Okay, anyhow, frailty is not inevitable, even though all frail people are mostly old, but not all people are frail. That's why I have shared with you all just now. 83 years old mom is well and active, and yet the son of 55 years old are frail and on wheelchair. So the contrast is there. So what will happen if you are having a healthy aging, healthy lifestyle, and so on? You can always delay the onset of frailty. Your functional status can be extended up to the age of 100 years before you reach the threshold of frailty. That may be before you really depend on others. You can even reach up to the age of 100 if you are practicing healthy aging. Instead, if you are not observing your lifestyle, you just simply eat and enjoy yourself with all the nice sweet food and so on, without exercise, sanitary lifestyle, and so on, and you will be bound to have developing cardiovascular disease such as diabetes, hypertension, stroke, cholesterol, and so on, and it will accelerate the aging. So as you can see here, in those who have chronic diseases, is accelerated aging, the frailty was set in much earlier, at the age of 60 maybe, or even before that. Yeah, you might go into frailty threshold already. So it is very clear that if you practice healthy lifestyle, you can delay the frailty to the age of much older age group. If you do not, then you will have the frailty, reach the frailty much earlier, even at the age of 60. All right, so how we define frailty? Frailty, in fact, is just a syndrome or a term, intermediate condition. It's a condition between a fully functioning elderly and those elderly with declining function and dependent. So it's just an in-between thing, in-between, intermediate conditions. So how exactly we want to measure it, later on I will share with you all. So it's very, there's no definite cut-off point, in fact, but it is just a condition while you are either fully active, fully functioning, or when you are already declined in the functioning ability, and also you are already dependent. So there is the intermediate event, the frailties. Okay, so how many domains in terms of frailty that we can identify? So basically, to be active and functioning thoroughly, completely independently and so on, and elderly need to have both physically and mentally well. Yeah. So frailty is come in two forms. One of the common one will be physical frailty, and the next one is cognitive frailty. When a patient has already developed dementia and so on, then you will go into cognitive frailties. Or either physical or cognitive frailty will lead to disabilities. As you can see, some of the elderly with cognitive frailty or with dementia, even though physically they are intact, they are supposed to have the full power, full function of upper limb and lower limb, but they can't even feed themselves. They are disabled. They are disabled because they have cognitive frailties. So they are not able to do independently, to function independently. So what contributed to physical and also cognitive frailties? Okay, this is just to inform about the cascade. So I just want to share with you all, for a robust elderly, they can go into frailty, pre-frail. Yeah, let's say incidentally they have a fall, they fracture their hip, Okay, then from a robust, moving well elderly, they can suddenly become backbound because having a fractured hip. But if they are well functionally pre-morbidly before the fall, usually with rehab, they can still be recovered slowly and they will be robust again. After they treated the fracture, fix the fracture, and with the rehab and so on, they can be robust again. Okay, all right. But if they are already in the pre-fill stage, that means if this elderly already, let's say, already on wheelchair because of the weakness of lower limb and so on, then if they have another stress, let's say they have suddenly fall, the patient, the elderly pre-filthy elderly on wheelchair already because of OA, let's say osteoarthritis of the knee, and they have another event. They get up from the wheelchair and they have a fall in the toilet or whatever, they sustain a fracture. So for those elderly already pre-filled, when they have another stress, they will be going to frailty. And if they do not have adequate rehabilitation, then they can go straight into dependency. So this is the stage that I hope that every one of us will not reaching to this stage, whereby we have to depend on our loved one, our carers, either former or informal carer, to take care of us completely. So that's something that we do not want to until very, very old. Hopefully at the age of 100 years old, we still can be independent. Okay, so that's why. So we have to make sure that you always start with a good functioning status so that you can overcome the life stress, any life event successfully. If you are in robust stage, you can always overcome it. While you are having the stress, later on, let's say the fracture or fall or whatever, you can always recover and hopefully to go back to the initial robust stage again. Okay, so this is another form of diagnostic ways to explain. For those who are managing well, that's why I say, those are robust, well, managing well, even though they have injuries, they will go back to the normal function. That's why you see the function before they fall and then the function after they fall is almost similar. That means they can return back to their normal function. But for those who are having mild frailty, that's why I say, if the stressor came, let's say they have a fall, they have an injury, they might return to slightly below normal function if they have good rehabilitation, good exercise, good nutrition, they still can go back to slightly lower than before the insult. Yeah. But for those that are severely frail, for those that are severely frail, they will never go back to normal function again, and worse still, they will go into dependency from the time they sustain the stressor or the injuries. Okay. So frailty cycle in fact is a vicious cycle. So hopefully none of us will go into these vicious cycles. So how to break the vicious cycles? Later on, I will try to share to you that how can we break the vicious cycles? Okay, what causes frailty? In fact, there's multiple factors we can cause frailty, multi-domain in fact. It can be because of the poor nutrition. Yeah, if we are too much of the junk food, unhealthy food, fast food, and so on, the poor nutrition will lead us to poor dietary intake, poor protein intake. We might not have enough protein, and so on. Then it can cause such a condition as sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is muscle wasting. This is a very general condition as we can observe among the elderly. If you look at the calf, look at the muscle, most of the muscle are shrunken. Yeah, smaller in size. So if it's happening rapidly, an elderly will lose strength, will be easily exhausted, and then they become frail. And then if they are frail, they will have higher risk of falling, higher risk of becoming disabled. And then when they fall, they have to rest. The more they rest, they will have deconditioning. And then when they have deconditioning, the muscle will be getting even smaller. So at the end of the day, they never get up and walk after that. So hopefully we do not go into these vicious cycles, which is always happening to the elderly, especially if we do not have healthy lifestyle. Okay, how can we identify frailty? I think the slide is not so clear, but I believe most of y'all by eyeball observation, you will know This elderly is robust, very healthy. This elderly is frail. Like the elderly lady is coming to my consultation room, 83 years old. She is coming in walking without any walking aid. And she can push the son in the wheelchair, which is quite heavy. In fact, the son is a bit obese. I'm really pity the mothers. I asking, do they have any carer at home? Apparently everybody is working. So the one caring for this 55 years old son is the mom who are elderly. Okay, who are only available at home. Okay, so this lady is robust, is healthy because she's independent and she can take care of other people's. Yeah, and then there's no disability condition on her. She have no diabetes, no hypertension, no chronic illness. Yeah. Okay, what about dependent? I think this is quite clear. Everyone will see, okay, those are back bound, wheelchair bound. You know that the elderly is dependent. Then the risk of them being dependent is they will put a lot of stress for the carers and also to our system. They will need a lot of hospitalization and also worse still, they might be admitted to the nursing home or so on, the institutionalizations. Okay, so that is already obvious. The healthy one and the dependent or the disabled one is very obvious. What about in between? Most of us, if you look around among ourselves, are we frail? Are we in the pre-frail group? Or are we robust? Yeah, you maybe later on I will tell you how to do measurement, some measurement. Yeah. Okay, so frailty, the sign of frailty. Okay, if as you are aging, I think some of the sign of frailty you might be observing. Okay, you might be feeling tired more easily as you compare to before. Nowadays, if you walk a bit, then you feel exhaustion, you feel tired, and then the speed also getting slower. You need to see the youngster is already walk ahead of you. You're still going from the back, slowly walking towards the end. Okay, so the gait gets slower, and then you will be observing some weight loss. Usually around 5%, 5 to 10% of weight loss. Yeah, in fact, weight loss in elderly is not a good sign, especially for those who are normal weight elderly. Unless it's obese elderly, then it's a different story. If it's normal weight elderly, if you observe weight loss, then it's not a good sign. That means your muscle is wasting, your bulk of weight is losing. Okay, and those who have low physical activities, those who like to hang around, sitting around, watching TV for long hours, sedentary lifestyle, there might be some sign of pre-frail already. And weakness, yeah, another one yang might suggest frailty already set in. And those who do not like to mix around, social isolation, because they feel tired easily, they feel they are not as fast as the other friends, so they refuse to mix around with friends because the friends is walking faster than them, and they tend to have social isolation. And connectivity might set in when you start have memory problem. You can't figure out when and where you park your car, where you put your key, and so on and so forth. It might be the sign of frailty already, early onset. Okay, so the cause of frailty is multifactorial. Yeah, so as you can see here, certain medical condition, if you are diabetes, hypertension, stroke, and so on, you might be having early onset of frailty because the medical condition will set in and then it will cause narrowing of the blood vessel, arteriosclerosis, and you might have a lot of conditions like cardiac heart attack or cerebral infarct, a stroke, and so on. So it will, prompt a person to get the frailty earlier. Apart from that, when they are starting menopause or andropause for men, so the estrogen start coming down, the progesterone start coming down, the hormonal decrease will tends to put a person into frailties. Same thing with dietary intake. If you do not have enough protein intake, do not have calorie intake, you will have muscle wasting. So when you have muscle wasting, you will tend to develop frailty earlier. Genetic, yeah, certain genetic factors. If your parents frail early or they die early because of the multiple comorbid, you will have the tendency of suffering the same issues, same problems, if you do not practice a healthy lifestyle. Okay, so lifestyle is one of the factors as well. If you do not move around, you're physically inactive, you are leading a sedentary lifestyle, you will be more prone to have frailty earlier. All right. So what is the implication of frailty? Why are we talking, why we need to recognize frailty and try to prevent the frailties? Because if a frail elderly has, as I mentioned earlier, if you are already frail to begin with, if there's any stress happening to you, let's say you have a fall, you might have fracture easily because your muscle is not strong enough to support you. So you might sustain fracture, you might have hospitalization, you might develop infection easily, and it can lead to mobility and also mortalities. Yeah, so that's why I have mentioned earlier on. A frail elderly tends to get admission because of multiple infection, multiple disaster thing like cancer, fall, injury, and so on and so forth. So they will be higher risk of all the outcome, poor outcome. There is hospitalization, institutionalization, and also mortalities. Okay, how we refine frailty? Okay, I am just basically sharing two important criteria, okay, whereby you can use as a guide to measure how elderly has frail. Okay, so according to the frailty defining by Fried, F-R-I-E-D, if you want to Google, I think the link is there. Okay, so if elderly have 3 out of 5 phenotype criteria indicating compromised energy, that means they already reduced in energy, 3 out of 5 criteria. That means if you have the grab strain, if you have grab strain, let's say you try to hold something and you cannot hold it, the thing will fall from your hand. That is the beginning of the frailty already. That you have the low grab strength. Okay. The second thing would be the low energy. Same as I have mentioned. If let's say previously you can walk quite a bit, that means 1 kilometer you are able to walk, but now even half a kilometer or 300 meters away, your energy start coming down, it will be the sign of frailty already. Okay, and the speed of walking also is another thing. If you now walking much more slower than your counterpart as your same age, then you know the frailty has set in. Okay, and low physical activities. That means you previously, maybe you can just jog and so on. Maybe now your physical activity, you can just walk or even walk slowly or even can't walk and so on. So low physical activity is one of the signs of frailty. And unintentional weight loss, okay? You don't purposely want to lose weight, but your weight is just reducing. Let's say from around 5% loss, 5 to 10%, it might be some sign of frailty. In fact, for the frail criteria, it might be a bit difficult because each of these, in fact, have to be assessed by physiotherapists to define the loss of energy, the loss of grab strain, and the speed, slow speed. We have certain way of testing that we can do a get out and go. So physio will be the one who will do the assessment for this. I think for the lay person, usually I will try to introduce the clinical frailty skills. I think previously Dr. Priya have mentioned about this, and then I think because of that, your group are keen to know how is that we measure the frailty by using skills. So this is one of the skills, clinical frailty skills that commonly used. Okay, and then you will predict health outcome usually, and by using this CFS, in fact, it will be supporting the clinician. In fact, in making decision when there is limited resources and allocations. I remember, I think at one time, when we have very bad COVID, at one time, somewhere mid of last year, yeah, June, July, August, yeah, when we have overwhelm of hospital setting and we don't have enough hospital bed, all right. So those who are very frail elderly by CFS score, in fact, they are not that they are not supposed to be admitted. In fact, there's no bed available for them. In fact, they will be having to be settled at the nursing home and so on, because they are not just doing well. If they happen to be admitted also, if they say there is CFS of 8, 9, or even 7 and above, they are not going to do well, because this group of patients is already bedridden, is already already dependent, and so on. So even though they get admitted, they are not going to do well. So as a clinician, then we have to prioritize those who are well, healthy elderly, or those who are frail elderly. Definitely, we will have to give the opportunity to those who are healthy elderly, and more so the adult. Even the adult also do not have enough bed at that time. So we really do use this skill to prioritize the bed allocation and the resource allocations at that time. Yeah. Okay, so how we measure frailties in the CFS scores? Okay, so as you can see here, I think later on you want to get the slide and so on. I have no issue. I think the organizer can share with the participants. Okay, so as you can see here, those who are having CFS score of 1, 2, 3, and 4, basically they are independent outdoor. They still can move around in the community without any assistance. But for those who are CSF 1, that means you are very, very fit. What happens is usually this group of patients will do exercise regularly. That means every day they do exercise. I think some of us, or even myself also, I think I can just have CSS score of 2 because I'm just well and sometimes I do exercise, not every day. Okay, maybe some of you might be doing even much better to have CSF1 if you are doing exercise every day, outdoors activity and exercise every day. Okay, so some of us, even though we are adult, we are not elderly, but in fact, if we do not do exercise at all, yeah, if let's say I do not do exercise at all, but even though I am independent outdoors, I will be in CSF4 already. Even though I'm independent, but I already in CSF4 if I never do exercise, 3 or 4. Yeah, if I never do exercise, I will be in the group of 3 or 4. Okay, yeah. But for 4, usually it's still independent outdoor. You see our elderly men, even though with walking stick, they can still walk around in the garden, go out shopping and so on. They're still independent, but they can walk slowly, yeah, by themselves without any assistance. So it's considered CSF 4. Okay, so this red line is the cutout point between the outdoor and the indoor independency. Okay, so if you are in CFF 1 to 4, you can function outdoor very well. After CHF 5, you already are able to function independently indoors. You are not able to go out without any assistance. Okay, so this is the starting point of pre-frill, usually we say. Okay, mild frill or moderate frill. Okay, so for this group, usually home help. Do you need someone to help you? If you never need someone to help you indoors, that means in your house, you still can walk around, you still can do some cooking, you still can take care on your own food, laundry, all those. Then you are considered mildly frill, you are CSF 5. Okay, but if you need help from time to time, sometimes, let's say maybe certain activities you need someone, maybe cooking you cannot do, somebody have to do help you from some time from time to time, but you still can do the rest. So this is moderate frill, so it's CHF 6. Okay, but if you need someone to help you regularly, you cannot help yourself already. By the time you're already wheelchair bound, okay, and you are indoors only, okay, then you are severely frill. Okay, but CSF 8 will be the one who are backbound already. In fact, very severely frill, backbound, completely dependent on others to help you with the activity of daily living. And CSF 9 is the one already approaching end of life. That means they might be passing on in about 6 months to a year or even less than that. They are terminally year. So CSF 9. Okay, so as I have mentioned earlier on last year, when we have bad COVID outbreak with limited resources in the hospital, in fact, the priority we still give it to those who are CSF 6 and above, below, sorry, 1 to 6. Those who are 7 and above, that means they are wheelchair bound, they are back bound, or they're terminally ill, in fact, the least priority to this group of patients. Okay. So how is the frailty index as the age grow by? That's what I have shared with you just now, the CSF. As you can see here, as you are aging, the frailty index will be increasing. The percentage those who are more frail will be increasing. Yeah. So it is not automatic, but usually with age, the number of patients with frailty will be increased with age. But as I have mentioned, if we are able to practice healthy lifestyle, later on, I will share with you the healthy lifestyle, some of the tips. But I believe most of you will know what to do, how to do, so that you can maintain yourself always to be healthy. But sometimes we have to have a good mindset. The problem is we know we need to eat well, eat balanced diet, eat nutritious diet. But a lot of time when we are so, how to say, we're so greedy, we want to eat something which is nice and sweet. Cheat days, always some of us will have cheat days. Some of us have cheat days once a month, some of us have cheat days once a week, but most of us might have cheat days every day. Yeah, we just want to enjoy our teh tarik, the sweet drink, because just want to enjoy the life. So if we keep doing those unhealthy diet, taking unhealthy diet and so on, then we are bound to go into accelerated aging. So same thing, to have a good nutrition, we have to ensure that we have good oral hygiene. We have to have good functioning teeth. If we do not have enough good functioning teeth, then we might not be able to bite the food well, then we cannot enjoy our food, and then we cannot digest our food. So those who have dental issue, please see a dentist to rectify either the denture or the teeth and so on. Make sure that we have functioning good enough teeth for us to bite and to digest. Okay, so another pillar of healthy aging is exercise. So again, you need to do exercise, not just physical. You make sure you always do connective exercise. Later on, I will share with you some of the exercise we might help with the connective skills and so on. And we should always have social activities. Never isolate yourself at home and watching TV all throughout is very bad for the development of our health. Okay, so social participation is also important. We, apart from physically active, we also can voluntary work in some charity work, NGO work, and so on. So we really enjoy our life and we in helping others and so on. And the other very important component is a proper financial plan. Yeah, I hope that most of us by the age of 60, 65, or 70, we do not need to work anymore to earn money. We still can work to enjoy our life and to keep our brain active and keep our mind active and so on. But hopefully we do not need to work to earn money to survive. Okay, so we have to have proper financial planning from young if possible. So this is the 3 pillars of healthy aging. So as you can see here, if a person who is physically active, yeah, the impact of exercise, you can go into the frailty much later. Maybe at the age of 90 or 100 only, you will go into the frailty threshold. But if you do not have activity, active lifestyle, and so on, you always lead a sedentary lifestyle, your frailty threshold will be reached much earlier. Yeah, at the age of about 60, you might go into frailty already. Yeah, so hopefully all of us will be physically active. All right. So this is some exercise. Yeah, it's supposed to be interactive. Usually I like to do it with some interaction, but anyhow, because it's a web banner, so to get the interaction will be a bit difficult. But maybe later on, when we open up for question answer, or you all can put in the chat box if you want. Okay, I give you 3 minutes. Can you identify the difference between these two pictures? What is the difference? I give you 3 minutes from now. So later on, maybe y'all can put in the chat box and see who can figure out the most. Okay.
Actually, they can do it now, Dr. Ho.
Yeah,
they can do it now.
Yes. I would like you
Right,
to do it and then put in the chat box. Can you identify what is the difference and try to list down the difference?
Kelly says eggs. Mrs. J says pineapple. Lucy says eggs. Ooh, that's fast.
Yes, correct.
Faster, Jasmine.
What else? Yeah, eggs, butter, cheese. Yeah, many of you, if I figure out the eggs, you see the bottle? Yeah, this is different. The cap, eggs definitely. This is only 2. This is 3. What else? Lemon slice. Yeah, Asha. Okay, I believe most of you are still very well and healthy. Okay, so the maze also is another one whereby you can train out your connection. Yeah, you can look at the maze and see how can you pass from one end to the other end. Okay. All right. Any one of you like to play mahjong? In fact, mahjong is a very good connective exercise. Yeah. In fact, any game, any mahjong, you need the speed, you know. You need the speed to win. So it will increase your processing speed. your reasoning, your attention. You have to pay full attention. If otherwise people will who already can, you will lose. So mahjong also is another good cognitive training in fact for elderlies. All right. So apart from that, you always have to have a physical examination, see a doctor from time to time, do medical checkup, so that if there's any chronic medical condition, it can be picked up and it can be intervened. Let's say if you have mild hypertension, mild diabetes, treatment can be instituted so that you don't develop the complication like heart attack or stroke and so on. So you can prevent yourself from being frail and dependent subsequently. Then once you identify that say some frail symptom, early frail symptom, weight loss, weakness, and so on, then you should see a doctor immediately. And then if you have history of fall or risk of fall, always consult a doctor for intervention. Because your physio and all the physiotherapists might be able to help you, or the OT might be able to help you to prevent the subsequent fall and the possibility of injury or fracture. Same thing, if you feel yourself is a bit depressed, you feel lonely, you feel sad and so on, don't isolate yourself. Please see your doctors, you can get proper treatment. Hopefully you can be more sociable and socialize again after that. Okay, so to get well, to be healthy and so on, always practice healthy aging and also never ever forget to see your doctors if you are unwell. Yeah. All right. So in summary, frailty is not inevitable in elderly, even though eventually you might be frail by the age of 100 years old. But hopefully with the right intervention, healthy lifestyle and so on, we can relay or we can reverse the frailty, and also we can enjoy our life more fruitfully and healthily until the age of 100, hopefully, all of us. Okay, so identifying and preventing frailty is definitely very important for all the adult and all of us, in fact, so that we can have good health outcome even at the age of old age, yeah, until very old age. Okay, I think that's all I want to share for today. All right, it's about 52 minutes. Yeah, so maybe we'll allow about 10 minutes question and answer from anyone. Oh yeah, videos. Yes, I have some video to show. Can you have the show the video on, or I try to do it myself. See, I can do it. I think
It's okay. We'll try and play it from our end.
can okay. Then I share lah.
Jasmine, Derek.
Which one would you
have-
like to share? There's 3 that you shared with us. Dr. Ho.
Correct. I think any 3 you can just click on. There's
Okay.
one. Any 3 you can just click on.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a tips against aging. Yeah.
There is no way
it's very
to
fast.
avoid aging.
It's just to share how
Science
we
has
can
found some
prevent
points that
aging by
increase the
practicing a
probability
few
of
healthy
aging in
lifestyle.
a healthy way. Do not smoke.
Yeah.
Tobacco not only damages the lungs, but also the cells in our entire body. On average,
So this is
smokers
applicable
die
for
9
active
years
and passive
earlier than
smokers. If you
non-smokers.
have any family
Drink
member,
little or no
son
alcohol.
or husband
The consumption of
or whoever
alcohol
smoke,
damages
try
our
to
body
advise them
and
to
our
stop
cells.
smoking. Yeah.
Eat
Occasional
less.
drinker is okay,
A reduced
but
intake
not
of calories
casual. I'm
can
not
extend
casual
life
and always
significantly.
drinking.
It is important to keep a healthy balance because malnutrition can cause damage too. Exercise regularly. The old saying,
Another
if you
very
rest, you
important
rust,
component,
is true.
exercise.
Regular exercise helps your body stay healthy. Enjoy the sun,
Yeah.
but with sunscreen. Sunlight boosts the production of vitamin D and happiness hormones. But UV radiation also damages the DNA. That's why you should
Mahjong
only
sessions.
sunbathe with UV protection and not for too long. Learn to deal with stress in a competent way.
Yeah.
Don't
Stress
let others
management is also
drive you crazy.
important. If you are very stressful
Build a
life, try to
stable
relax.
relationship.
Yeah.
People in a long and stable relationship live longer.
Yeah. Make sure not naughty,
Educate
couples
yourself.
stay
Learning
old and
helps. A
together.
person who learns long and in a good way can age healthier.
Yes.
Don't forget medical checkups. Better be
Yeah.
safe than
Don't forget to
Skin
come to
cancer, for
doctors
example,
from time
can be
to
treated
time,
very well
at
if it
least
is
once a
discovered
year
early.
for medical
Take
checkup.
advantage of checkup appointments with your physician. Enjoy life. Despite everything, do not forget to enjoy life.
Why
Aging
is
in a
it
healthy
like-
way is a mixture of genetic factors, social
okay.
environment, and lifestyle.
Okay, so this is just to share the 10 tips. I think most of us are trying to practice it, but somehow or another, we might not be able to do it well. So you did a lot of determination to practice all these healthy lifestyle and healthy tips. Exercise, yeah, just to share some of the exercise whereby you can do
Thank
it.
you for joining us in the exercise today. Before you start the exercise, please take some time to read through the safety messages.
So this is a few points. If you have medical condition, please consult a doctor first before you exercise. And if you are unwell, try not to exercise first. When you are getting well, only you start back your exercise. Yeah. And make sure you have a good shoes way, and then you're at a safe area. If possible, you have a chair next to you so that you can have if you have ever not stable, then you can hold on to the chairs. And the chair have to be stable chairs. Okay, this is just to show a few examples of the resistant exercise at different muscle, whereby it can build up the muscle at the certain part of the body, so you can maintain the muscle bulk. I think this one I will stop. You can have the videos later on. Organizer can share with you. So okay, you can stop
the videos will be made online on our Facebook and our YouTube page, which I will tell you guys more about later.
And the last one, the last videos. Yeah. So just to mention any medical condition, and as they are getting older, so it can contribute to frailty in all of us. So the only thing to overcome here is the exercise, a healthy diet. The diet have to be rich in the veggie, fruits, and don't forget about protein in the diet. Yeah, adequate protein and vitamin D, and you can maintain the muscle strength and keep you healthy. Okay. This is a short one. Okay, that's about all that I want to share for today. So we got about 5 more minutes for question and answers. Is there any questions from anyone?
All right. Are there any questions? I think that was a very, very interesting talk. There was a question earlier on, Dr. Ho, that I'm going to bring up. Someone asked, how do we arrest muscle loss and osteoporosis? I think you've mentioned something about muscle loss, about keep moving and all. But
osteoporosis. Maybe I will elaborate on osteoporosis. Okay.
Yes.
The factor contribute to osteoporosis, there is multifactorial also. One of the very important factor is genetic. If in fact you have any family members, let's say your mom, your grandmom, who has history of fall and fracture, then definitely you have higher risk. Then you are supposed to screen for the bone mineral density. When they start aging, maybe after menopause, you're supposed to do a bone mineral density. And those who have poor dietary intake, especially in terms of vitamin D and so on, or less sunlight and so on, you also have higher risk of osteoporosis. And the other one, dietary intake of calcium. If those who are not taking dairy product, don't take milk, don't take cheese and so on, they have higher risk of osteoporosis. Yeah, and then also those who have, let's say you have fracture, trivial injury caused some fracture while you're much younger, those group also might have osteoporosis already by the time. So there is a few factors we can contribute to osteoporosis. Yeah.
But do you do things like glucosamine, calcium at this stage? Does it help?
Okay. For calcium intake, we would like to encourage people to take it much younger, because our bone, in fact, we reach the peak bone mass at the age of about 30 years old. Much younger, 30 years old, our bone mass is already peaked at 30 years old. So that's why I usually encourage children, adolescents, even young adults to take dairy products, milk, cheese, and so on to increase the calcium intake. Yeah. After the age of 30, in fact, our calcium loss will be slowly from the bone. But if you have enough calcium intake, then your loss from the bone will be much slower. If you do not have enough calcium intake, the loss from the bone will be faster. So you go into osteoporosis faster. So that's why calcium intake, it is not in time, but it's still better than none. If you don't take calcium at all, then the risk of osteoporosis will be much higher, because the resorption, the calcium losing from the bone will be even faster when you are even getting older. Yeah. I think for medication like biphosphonate and so on, now the injectable form, it's all depend on the risk factor. If the patient have fall, fracture because of the osteoporosis, the auto and so on will start them on treatment already. Yeah. So it's not too late to take calcium at 50, but if it can be earlier, it will even better. Because the big bone mass, that means your bone reach the maximum calcium content in the bone is at the age of 30. Yeah.
Yeah, Sokwan just asked, I think the question, is it too late to take calcium at
Yeah, that's why I
age?
say it's still not too
So,
late, because
too late,
the more if you take calcium, then the risk of your bone losing calcium will be slower. If you don't take calcium at 50, let's say your bone losing calcium will be faster. Then you go into your osteoporosis even faster.
So what sort of milligram are we talking about? How much mg of
Usually, if
calcium?
you take, we also encouraging natural calcium better with
Natural
our
calcium.
let's say the high calcium milk. Let's say you take Enlil, take omega, and so on. 2 cup will be good enough. Yeah, about 1,000
Okay, just
grams. If you're
just
taking
omega milk.
tablet, yeah, 500 to
Okay.
1,000 like that. Yeah.
500
calcium,
to
too much
1,000.
of the calcium will cause stone, correct. That's why I always like to encourage people to take natural calcium. Yeah.
Natural
Unless
calcium,
yeah, natural calcium intake, correct.
All right. Just one more question to clarify the CFS scale that you showed earlier on.
Yes.
In terms of when you want to use the term robust, is
Yeah.
it from level 1 to 4?
Yeah, outdoor
We have
independent.
our Mrs. J here. She's definitely at level 1. In fact, if I could put a note to it, she's probably below 1.
Oh,
Right,
below
Mrs.
one.
J, you're here.
Okay, maybe can show the face. I would like to see her. Yeah,
Oh,
have to
after
ask her what is the
I'll
tip.
show you who she is.
How
Okay.
to be maintaining below 1? How is she able to maintain herself?
Well, she exercises, I think, every day. She starts off her
great.
day, from what I know, with a swim. Mrs. J, are you there, Mrs. J?
Maybe can
She-
hear
she's-
some of the
Yes,
tips.
I'm here listening to
Hello.
you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah, wait.
Oh, I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
you're
DSM
right.
of 1 and below, that is fantastic.
Can someone help me tag Mrs. J, because I can't seem to be able to do it from my end. Yeah. So Mrs. J exercises every day. Am I right, Mrs. J?
Yeah,
Swimming in the
that's
morning,
right.
and then you go for your walk.
I did it this morning as well. I'm here.
Wow, great.
Yeah,
By the way,
Mrs. J.
may I know how old are you, Mr. J?
How old you are?
I'm 82 this year.
Wow,
And
great.
I'm out in the morning. This morning I was there from 7 to 8:30.
Wow, 1.5 hours.
Yeah, and I walked on the pebbles and I went to the pool and did aqua therapy for 1 hour. I did all the strengthening exercises and I'm now top of the world.
Wow.
That's
Great.
Mrs. J for you. She's on screen right now. Mrs. J, say hi. Everyone can see you.
Yeah, we should role model.
And Dr. Ho, all that you said,
yeah,
that's what I do.
Does it work? I believe it worked very well.
Good. Your diet, your exercise, regularly strengthening.
Yes.
Yeah, but sit down and play mahjong many hours, no good. Must get
correct.
So we should do something new, like standing up and playing
brain
mahjong.
active? How you keep your brain active?
Brain very active. I read, I write, I make summaries, I give presentations.
Wow,
2-3 hours without notes. I still take part in plays. I act, I sing, I dance.
Wow, great.
And my mind is working all the time.
Always, yes.
When you
That's
read,
the way to keep it active.
Yeah, you don't read passively. You make notes when you read. Like now you talk, I made notes. I've already put your notes on my Facebook.
Oh,
so people who are not here can see amazing seniors having this talk and the notes. So my mind was working, listening and sharing, as you say, social connection.
Yes, yes, great. Good job.
We've got one more question for you. Vanita, Miss Vanita asked, can frailty accelerate an existing cancer condition?
Okay, how to put it in words? If a patient already frail to begin with and they have cancer, okay, they might not be able to tolerate, let's say, the treatment well. Yeah, That means they cannot tolerate the chemo, they cannot tolerate the radio, they will have develop complication because of they are already frail as compared to a robust elderly. Yeah, cancer per se, whether accelerated by frailty or not, might not be, but indirectly because it cannot undergo the treatment, so the cancer will deteriorate. Yeah.
I see. Okay. And wait, see, there was one more question here. So you definitely advised mahjong playing?
Any form
to
of
take lessons?
interactive games or any form of mind activities. Yeah, it will be good. Yeah, but it has to be something interactive and active. Not that you're just
So we
watching.
incorporate both what Mrs. J said. We make we stand up
she's
and we play
practicing
mahjong.
it. Yes, she's
And
practicing.
we stand up, we dance, and we play mahjong at the same time.
Okay.
I think that would be good. Mrs. J, let's start something like that, right, Betty? We can do something like that. One more question: natural calcium from ikan bilis soup. Is it advisable to consume this more to replace calcium tablets? And I'll add on to it. According to popular myths, ikan bilis has got high cholesterol. You get high cholesterol from it.
Yeah.
So is it advisable?
It's the balance. I think the food high in protein because it's sometimes animal fruit and so on. Definitely, you might have high in cholesterol, but you have to choose the lean part of the ikan bilis. You can eat the lean part of the diet. That means if you are taking a meat, let's say you remove all the skin, all the fat and so on, you get the lean meat and so on. So if everything in moderation is okay. Yeah. Yeah, everything in moderation. Yes, you don't eat so much of ikan bilis alone. Ton of ikan bilis, it might not be too good lah.
So I think more exercise, more vitamin D in the natural sunlight, and of course more natural calcium as well. Okay. Is there anyone else with any questions? Okay, there is one more question. Is there any exercise advice for people with heart condition?
Yeah, that's why. For those who have heart condition, we advise them to see the doctors first and see what limit of exercise they can do. Yeah, because certain time if they are not stable heart condition, then we will advise them just to do some strengthening exercise. Do not do aerobic exercise because it's quite bad for their heart. So it depends on the condition. If those who are having medical condition, they have to consult a doctors first before they can do exercise. Yeah.
Consult doctors, huh? Okay. Yes. And okay. One more question. In a communal setting, what are the simple and fast frailty tests you would recommend for a group of older adults who physically want to attend
I think the
classes?
CSF clinical frailty index is one of the very commonly used, and usually is general conveyed among the doctors. If you are telling people of CSF of 5, then I can roughly imagine what happened to this elderly and so on. And I think by the pictorial form, in fact, the one I share you is the very simplified version already. In fact, if you are Googling in the web, it will be more complex. So I think CSF is one of the common tools that we communicate among the doctors. So yeah.
All right. So are there any more questions from any one of you out there? You guys are enjoying the talk. I can see. Wait, Betty just asked, where do we get the CFS scale to access our level? I will put up the CFS scale.
I will share the slide. You can share the slide. No issues.
Yeah, I will share it with you, Betty. Later on, it will be on our Facebook. It will be on YouTube as well, this whole entire video. And I think you can also Google for it. Mildred just said, how do you maintain dense hair? Okay, we'll save that for another session. I think that's hair. Mrs. J will answer that at some point. Okay, is it recommended to take cheese for elderly people for calcium than others?
There's no harm. I think everything in moderation is okay. Yeah, but just have to observe to make sure that you do not have too high the cholesterol and so on. So everything in moderation is okay. Yeah.
Moderation, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, this was a fantastic session, Dr. Ho. Thank you for speaking
so much.
To us. Thank you
Thanks
for sharing this. We'll also put it up, and I think this amazing seniors here, they are very happy to talk to you. Well, coming up next, we have got something more interesting in store for all of you. Someone mentioned lactose intolerance. Yeah, but I think if you have a listen to the YouTube replay, I think Dr. Ho has already covered pretty much quite a fair bit of that. Thanks a lot, Dr. Ho. Thank you. for
Thanks
your
very
for your
much.
time.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, now moving on to the next thing that we have in store for you. Give me a second. Let me just see. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the slide. Kairos Specialty Coffee. We want to thank you, Kairos, as well for helping us bring this session to you guys. And on this note, Ace, Rosie, are you guys still having coffee? Hey, Ace, Rosie, are you guys still having coffee?
Yes, we are. We both just finished our second cup of coffee while getting educated by Dr. Ho.
Ah, okay. Can you tell us a little bit more about the coffee that you're having right now? I mean, some of us don't enjoy it, obviously,
I'm
not
having-
because we're not like you. What about the rest? What kind of coffee are you having now? Wait, I can't see you. Wait, let me just. Ah,
Can you see
okay.
me?
Yep.
Okay, I'm having the New Guinea coffee at the
New
moment.
Guinea.
Yes, New Guinea coffee is heavenly. I'll let the owner of this fine establishment describe it to you. I think it's better.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Because on this note, if you guys are interested in having a cup of coffee, the Kairos Coffee has generously also sponsored us a few cups for our lucky draw as well. Several vouchers out here for grabs, and I think we would want to speak to the owner of Kairos Cafe.
Okay, let me introduce you to her, to everyone. Melanie Lim. Say hi to everyone. Oops, sorry, 1 second.
Hi, Melanie. How are you? Hi. All of us are waving at you right now. Could you share with us a little bit about the coffee and and about the vouchers? What would you want them to redeem? What sort of coffee are you recommending for the amazing seniors?
Basically, our coffee, why is different?
We can't quite hear you. Sorry.
Okay, can you hear me? Do I have to speak up?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, what's different about our coffee is it's specialty grade late. That means
Is the coffee campaign free?
Well production. And we get all our coffees roasted in Australia. So we buy it in 3 weeks, and it'll always be different. If you want something different, then you can come here and try it out.
Okay. Ace, you want to tell us about the lucky draw a little bit more about the coffee? About the vouchers?
Well, basically, she was saying, what Melanie was saying, that every 3 weeks, they have a new coffee coming in. Every 2 weeks, they have new coffee coming in. So it's like if you want to try new coffee every 2 weeks, you can come in every 2 weeks and then try new coffee. Because they get new coffee every 2 weeks, basically. That's what.
Wait, hang on. What do you mean by new coffee? As in like the new blend of coffee, or they're roasting it
from
every 2
different
weeks?
countries.
Different countries. Okay. All right, cool.
So like they have the Papua New Guinea one, which I'm having right now. And then they also have Ethiopian. Basically, they have from all over the world. So every 2 weeks, they get a different coffee from somewhere around the world. So if you want to try the world's coffee, this is the place to be.
Wow. Okay. So I think a lot of us are coffee drinkers. Tell us where is that again, please?
It's at okay, let me show you around one more time. Okay. It's at Subang Courtyard, SS15, in a little nook. Can you see the background?
Yep. Nice.
It's like at the corner where the entrance is.
So what time are they open?
10 in the morning.
10 until at night?
Until,
all right, cool.
Until 8.
Okay, great. Thanks Ace for sharing with us. And just for your information, this is what we all do for all amazing seniors. We are busy curating deals, information, events, and a whole lot of other things for all our friends here, for all the amazing seniors here. Now, please, at this point, please get your friends to join us. Amazing seniors, like us, follow us, love us. This is my usual pitch to everybody. Like us, love us, follow us on all our social media, on our Facebook, on our Instagram, on our Telegram, and every single gram that you can find that we are on. Please stay connected with us because we have got great things coming up. Anyway, just a quick update on what else we have planned for you in the next 2 months, okay? In fact, there's more to it, which you will find out on social media, but these are some of the bigger events that we have. We have got another webinar coming up in April, on April 23rd. It's called the Pandemic to Endemic, and this will be hosted by Dr. Priya. Now, what we'll be discussing here is interesting because it's about that stage where it becomes an endemic and what it means for the seniors. What do we need to watch out for and what do we need to be careful of? And and you know how I'm like, I may decide to push Dr. Priya in telling us and sharing with us a little bit more about the controversial antiviral drugs as well. Now, moving on from there, in the month of May, we are trying to organize this amazing Raya cookout for charity. And we are working with Task Kitchen on this one, where it's a big space, huge space, where we can bring in our volunteers from amazing seniors to go and cook up a storm. If you can't cook, it's okay. If you're like me and you kind of like will end up burning the whole kitchen instead of cooking, it's all right. They will pass you an onion to chop, or they will give you some carrots to cut up. Do you say cut or slice when it comes to carrots? Never mind, that's how bad I am. But but you can still volunteer for it. There's loads of things that we can do. So coming up in May, that's what we'll be doing. So please save these dates, okay? It's very important, and there are lots more, and that's why you should stay connected to us so that we can tell you of what's coming up next. Now, also what we intend to do this year, which is going to be a very, very big one, is in October, where we will be celebrating the International Day of Older People. Now, this is going to be the first, and it's going to be big, and it's going to be fantastic. And if we can have our way, we will make that into an annual celebration. Now, this celebration means, as Mrs. J would put it, we are going to be moving a lot. We're not just going to be sitting here and talking. We're going to be moving. We're going to be dancing. We're going to be singing. We're going to be performing. We're going to be rolling about on the stage. And if you don't want to roll, I'll make sure Jasmine rolls. Now, so please give us your details, numbers, and follow us on social media. And if you can actually do it right now on WhatsApp, hotline number 017-201-9746. You may not remember that number, so what you need to do is just reply to that hotline number that has given you all these updates and information. Tell us that you are in, and what we'll do is that we'll keep you posted of all these upcoming events, and we'll keep telling you about what's going on here, okay? Now, after all this talking, I need to take a break with my Kairos Cafe, Kairos cup of coffee right now. Okay, so it's over to you, Derek.
Thank you, Pen. Thank you, Penny, for that enlightening description of the upcoming events. Folks, do take note of the upcoming events, all right, in April, on April 23rd and May 21st. Now, moving on, a little bit on the lucky draw, okay? I'd just like to tell you all, we have 10 half-day care passes from the Commune by Care Concierge. Now, each pass is worth Ringgit Malaysia 360 ringgit, and each pass enables 2 persons to enter the commune. So please take note that this is a very valuable pass from Care Concierge for their commune wellness center. And there's also, as you saw just now from Kairos Specialty Coffee from all over the world, folks. 5 coffee coupons are up for grabs in the lucky draw later in the webinar. We will let you see the link shortly in the chat. And once you see the link, click on it and put in your details. And you'll be eligible for all these 15 fantastic giveaways. All right. And don't forget to like us and follow us on Facebook. Okay, folks. Now, as you can see now on the screen, all right, we are telling you now to fill up the lucky draw form. Fill up the lucky draw form, all right, in the chat box. You will see the chat box. You will see a link. Click on the link. Put in your details. It's a very straightforward form where you can just put in your contact details and click submit, and you're in for the giveaways. All right, I think the link is in already. So please go in, fill up your details, and submit the form. All right, now moving on, I would now like to move on to our next speaker for the webinar this morning. Now, he is the founder and CEO of Care Concierge, Mr. Martin Yap. Mr. Martin has over a decade of experience in the Malaysian senior care industry, developing and operating award-winning facilities. One of them is the Mansion Assisted Living, all right, where today, this morning, Martin will be streaming live from the mansion, okay? Now, Mr. Martin is also recognized as a DigiRati Top 50 Malaysia Entrepreneurs in 2020-2021. So without further ado, let me introduce Mr. Martin Yap, founder and CEO of Care Concierge. Over to you, Martin.
Hi, Derek. Thank you very much for the introduction. So my name is Martin. I'm the founder of Care Concierge. And hi, everyone as well, Penny as well as Jasmine. But in order to start, actually, we have quite an exciting activity we wanted to do. I wanted to introduce Jacqueline, our physiotherapist at Care Concierge. Perhaps maybe we can do a really exciting exercise just to kind of start off today in line with what Dr. Ho mentioned. So maybe I'll pass over to Jacqueline.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Jacqueline. I'm from Care Concierge. So today we're going to do a stretching exercise, a 5-minute stretching exercise. What stretching exercise helps elderly is to improve your daily health, daily exercise, and also to have a good nap at night, and also to have good blood circulation, okay? So today we're going to start with exercise, with breathing exercise first. Let me teach you what is a good and correct way of breathing exercise. Breathe from your nose and breathe out from your mouth. So let's come. Breathe in. Let's lift up our hands. Breathe in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Last round. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Our exercise, stretching exercise will continue for 15 seconds. Okay. So let's start with our neck stretching first. Sit up straight, remain sit up straight, okay? And continue breathing. Don't stop breathing while you're doing exercises, okay? Sit up straight, bend your head towards the right. Use your hands to put a little gentle pressure over your head here, okay? So 15 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Slowly put down your hand. Okay, the same exercise we're repeating to the opposite side. Go to your left, press over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Come back. Okay, breathe in, inhale. Slow down. Very good. Okay, the second exercise we're doing is shoulder stretching. What I need you to do is both hands, hold on your shoulder, rotate forwards. Okay, 2, 3, 4, slowly, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Continue breathing while you're doing the exercise, okay? Don't hold your breath. Okay, now we roll backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Put down your hand. Okay, let's continue with our breathing exercise first. Breathing is always very important for elderly. Okay, breathe in, inhale, lift up your hands, up, down. Very good. Okay, the third exercise we're doing is our spine exercise. Let me show you from the side. So what I need you to do, both legs feet on the floor. Okay, feet on the floor, and I need you to move your spine towards your back. So I understand some elderly, you guys cannot go. Maybe you only can reach here, half. That's right. You just continue how much you can do, okay? As long as you're not pain, as you're comfortable. Okay, let's stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job, everyone. 10, 11, 12, 13. Continue breathing. 14, 15. Come back slowly, slowly. All right. So we will move to the left side. Same exercise we're doing 2 times. Opposite, okay? Come. Same, hands behind. Let's stretch. I felt stretch over my spine. How about you? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Continue breathing. Don't stop breathing. Don't hold your breath. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good job, everyone. Okay, come back. Do you feel any dizziness? No? Let's do our breathing exercise first. Inhale. Are you sweating? Out. 2 more exercise. Breathe in. Out. Good job. Next we are doing is hip stretching. What I need you to do is hug your knee. Easy exercise. If some elderly, you have some knee uncomfortable, what you need to do, just hold it. Or you can hold down here. Down here, okay? Don't overlimit yourself. Lift it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Down. Continue. The next leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue breathing. Don't stop breathing, yeah? Are you guys still okay? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Down. Let's breathe in. Inhale. Breathe from your nose. Inhale. I'm sweating. How about you guys? Out. Second time. Inhale. Breathe in. Big breath. Out. Very good. We're going for our last exercise, and this exercise is the most hard one. What I need you to do is ankle put up opposite of your hip. Some elderly, you might be doing this. It's okay. Just gentle push. Little bit. Push a little bit. If you couldn't able to do it. If you felt painful, then you just stop it, okay? Come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, slowly lift up, put it down. Okay, last one. Lift it up, opposite leg. To your, yes. Lift it, push it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue breathing. Don't stop breathing. Don't hold your breath. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good job, everyone. Lift it down your leg. Breathing. Let's do breathing exercise 3 times. Breathe in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. exhale. Our last breathing, we hold for 5 seconds, okay? Breathe in here. Together. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline. That was great. I'm feeling quite energetic already. Very exciting for a Saturday morning. I hope everyone had the same feeling as well. Hope you can hear me as well. Okay. So this account of the activities that we do in the mansion, just basically the activities that we have. But okay, perhaps maybe I can start with the presentation. Maybe to introduce a little bit about Care Concierge and what we do, and then what is our thoughts in terms of having all these activities going. So just to introduce, we are Care Concierge. We are a senior living specialist. Next. So we've been in the industry for the last few years. Yes, so guided by years of expertise, we provide a wide range of senior living care solutions. That means from home care services to facilities and all these activities. And then we have professional caregivers and especially specialists like Jacqueline. Yeah. Next. So our senior care specialists, we have this team of nurses, therapists, and caregivers. They go to the homes as well as our facilities. We have actually more than 2,000 of us that we all focus on giving specialized care. Some that also includes medical procedures as well as giving therapies as required. So we're here really there to support anyone that needs the care and also to then enable them to have an active lifestyle. So next. So a suite of services that we have. Also, if you see in images, are actually the mansion, as well as the image that we have down there is actually Penang, the beachfront. So we actually have a center in Tanjung Point where we talk about retirement lifestyle per se. Next. Okay, so important what we actually learn from our residents running and operating the mansion is, if you go to the next slide, the key to everything is really about the social activities and having a strong community. For us, for example, having even having the physical spaces that we do, just to let you know, my background is actually, I'm an architect. So a lot of the designs that we do are very related to accessibility design and all our buildings. But the important part that all these things are not as important as having to build a community and actually having the social connection with each other. So that to me is something that is very important to all. We go next. So we call it community living. It's healthier and it's also fun. So no matter what it is, it's really about having social connections wherever you are. And I think that's true for everyone as well. Yep. Next. So I'm sure there are a lot of activities here and everyone's quite an active senior, but just some of these are some activities that we can do, right? So it's going for walks in the neighborhood park, 10, 15 minutes of doing exercises. The entire list talks about doing dancing, hiking, baking. All these things are pretty much any kind of activities that are focusing on the social aspect. And we believe that it makes it a lot more exciting and more fun. So at the end of the day, it's really about just spending more time with other people and forming that connection. And that includes mahjong as well. So we play mahjong here at our center, and lots of other karaokes and all these important things as well. Yeah. Next. So one thing about us is that we like to share some of these activities. So we do have a YouTube channel. So if you need to, if you want to have some of these exercises, Jacqueline's been our star to show all these exercises. Please go to our YouTube web channel. It's free and easily downloadable, and you can share it as well. Yeah. Next. Okay, so what I wanted to also talk about is that on this concept about social living and community, we have commune living and wellness. So this is a project that really talks about the independent, what we call the independent living units, ILU. We have assisted care, as well as we have a daycare center, and all this is happening in Cheras. Actually a place next to Taman Tasik Permaisuri. So we're very excited about it. I just want to share a little bit about what the project is about. Next. So it's we've been working very hard behind the scenes to get this project going. It's accumulation for 3 years that we look at this as being the first retirement project concept in KL, in Malaysia, in fact. So what you see there is actually the lifestyle area. We overlook a park. So this is one of the common floors that are for the seniors to enjoy. And we actually have two full floors to have all the activities, the karaokes, the mahjongs. It's really about having lifestyle. But for us, we also have our professional caregivers there to take care of you if you require. You can go to the next slide. Yeah. So this project is a partnership with UOA. I think it's a very reputable developer who is also very focused on building lifestyle and community. And that's also why the name is called Commune Living Wellness with a K. So we've actually got 260 rooms here. If you look at the units itself, they are very well, nicely designed. These are the assisted living units. So you have 24-hour care. And we have lots of, besides having professional caregivers, it's all about activities. So we are planning to also open it up so that you have a lot of tours, so you can actually get a feeling of the space and actually meet the people, our carers and our whole entire team. That we're so excited to then take care of you if you require that. But again, the important part of it is really about, I guess, empowering everyone to actually have built their own community. So you bring your friends, you can stay there. It's a very different from what you call, I guess, a nursing home per se. It's all about connectiveness and being part of the urban fabric. One thing also to note, this new generation of centers that we have, it's also about connecting with young people as well. So this center effectively also has a childcare. It actually has young people staying there together. So it's about having the barbecues around. It's about mixing and having intergenerational, which we're very excited about. Next. Okay, one thing that we look forward to is actually the launch of a clubhouse. What it is really a daycare for seniors. So from Monday to Friday, from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., basically we'll have activities galore, again supported by our professional caregivers and nurses. But the idea here is to live your life as much as what you like to do. So it includes things like baking, cooking, doing arts and crafts, playing lots of mahjong in a beautiful environment. So the idea is that have that kind of nice space, and this will all come up with June, and also have the activity coordinators there if you require. But if you require, you don't need to want to have the activities on a daily basis. Then you can just have a rest, and all the food that we have actually catered by this professional catering called Botanica & Co. So the food is really tasty. We've tried it before, and we're very excited about this concept as we go. Another thing to note is that we're also partnering with I'm So Inc. From Singapore, that they do music therapy. They actually have a lot of exciting instruments, so anyone can actually play some music even without any experiences. And it's all about building this community and social connection. Can you, yeah, the next. Okay, so that's just a little bit of our projects. And we're really excited because this is something that we're very passionate about. Please ask me any questions that you have, and I'll pass it back. Thank you so much.
Hey, Martin. Hi.
Yeah.
Martin, can you hear me?
I'm here, yes.
Hey, can you tell us a little bit more about what you have generously given to us for Lucky Draw? You're giving out the half-day passes. Could you elaborate a little bit more on what they will be expecting from this half-day?
Okay, yes, Penny.
So 10 half-day passes for two people, okay? Each ticket, each invite permits two, okay? To the commune. Right. So Martin, can you tell them a little bit more?
Absolutely, Penny. So one thing, the prize is actually done for two, is so that you can bring a friend. And basically these are 10 passes that is for half day. So what we want to do is to show you the experiences of actually what a clubhouse and activity is all about. So for us, if you come for this half day, it's really a bit of a teaser where you have breakfast, you have lunch, you have a lot of the activities that we start off. So we actually have things happening in the park. At the same time, we also have things that are, for example, exercises that we do, and then we break into things like having arts and craft, community things, depending on what day it happens. So in that sense, there's always something to enjoy, but at the same time, we also allow, we have a lounge space for you to kind of just chill out, you know, at your own pace, if you want to kind of watch the cinema together and things like that. So this is what we want to kind of do the interaction with. So that half day will really give you a good sense. The daycare really is about us thinking about it in coming for the month and having all these kind of little, depending on what you want to do as well. So that's the key. It's the key to have a lot of fun. Yeah.
From what I understand, you have some very great chefs working with you, right? For the restaurant, the meals that you serve?
Absolutely. So this is an award-winning chef from Botanica & Co. We've actually, Botanica & Co. Yeah. So if you've been to Bangsa South, they have very nice restaurants and cafes. But the chef in particular has been actually specially designed the meals to be very nutritious, but very tasty. So I think food is such an important element about anything that we do, especially as Malaysians, we talk about, the community, about hanging out together. So we really make sure that the food that we have is top notch. You're talking about really amazing kind of flavors that you have. Notwithstanding, we have teas, lunch, and breakfast. So yeah, very amazing. I'm very excited about it.
Great. Okay, Martin, I'm just going to read out some questions to you, yeah? So someone has actually inquired if there's a care concierge in Penang, and Jamie has mentioned that it's in Tanjung Tokong, it's at the beachfront.
That's correct. So we are also very excited to be in Penang. The place is called Tanjung Point Residence. Because it's very lifestyle centric, when you open the doors to your room, you actually see the beachfront and you actually see the sea. But the important part, again, is all about community building. So we would like to invite you as well, if you're interested, if you're in Penang, to come actually look at it. It's in a condo, but we have all our nurses and caregivers and specialists on the floor itself.
This is something about it's also post-hospitalization, is it? The one in Penang, that they can actually recuperate, that we can actually check in for maybe a month or two just to recuperate and
Absolutely, Penny. So yes, actually, what we do have is a post-recovery and rehabilitation center. So what that also means is that if you, we call it convalescence care. So if you have, let's say, a post-operation or you want to recover, if it's a stroke patient and things like that, it's certainly a great environment for you to do that. And then having the services there. So rather than having to recuperate in a hospital per se, or let's say staying at home if you need a carer, but if not, then you come and recuperate here. So your mental, mind, it's all about wellness and recover in a nice place.
Yeah, I mean, beachfront. That would be a fantastic way to recover, man. Okay, there is a about the commune. Is this a live-in facility? And I think the commune has got the daycare as well as the live-in facility, right? So you can actually just like for a couple of, the many hours in the day until the night time, then you come out of it. So it's like a clubhouse as well.
Absolutely.
Is that the kind of concept?
This concept actually is because we actually have a few type of services and packages there. So the independent retiree, we have an amazing kind of events that you have, so including things like doing in a park. So you can go and stay there. It can be a daily, it can be a month. It depends on when you like to do that. You can come with your friends, family as well. And also then we have assisted living units. So those that need recovery, we then have our own floors actually, that then we have the nurses that do 24 hours and things like that. What's important here as well is that we do have our tech devices, so family members can see what goes on a daily basis. And also it's very family centric as well. So young people can also come and see and also experience the space as well. So that's the accommodation part. You can come in at any time. And then of course, what we mentioned was the clubhouse. So that's an independent space. All well designed so that you can experience it whether or not it's a short term or long term.
So which means that it's like something with a clubhouse facility. So that means I could be living somewhere else and I sign up just for the clubhouse to go there during the club hours and then come out of it, right?
Absolutely correct. So therefore that clubhouse, you can come in at the daytime. And then after that, basically in the evenings, you can go home, go back, spend time with family, and then come back again. So it's really like the clubhouse that you come and just enjoy, and then spend time with friends and family. Yeah.
Okay. Just to address some of the concerns out there, for those of you who are interested in the charges and all, please do PM us directly. Then we will just take this off here and we talk about what it is and all, because we just want to know about more about just living, of course, assisted living and things like that. Okay. So there's also another question to you. Any plan to open it in other states like Malacca? And if there is one indeed in Klang? Someone asked this question actually. Penang Center as well. Is it is it for daycare or it's for everything? I think that's
very good.
I would love to go there actually.
Oh, please do. It's really nice. I really love it as well. So to answer your question is that we do have plans in the future. I think our goal is always to develop centers that we're very proud about and also showcase activities. I think the team is now focusing more on this commune to get this going, and then future we'll look at other states as well. But just to let you all know as well is that we do have, if you're looking for an option at home for a caregiver per se, if you need some additional help, then we actually do have these services across the different states as well. So not just in KL, Selangor, we do serve Ipoh, Penang, Johor. So if you're looking at that services, we still do that. But for the facilities and the kind of environment resort, we are looking to expand. But of course, the one in Penang and the one in KL with commune is the exciting one that's coming up real fast. Yeah.
Okay. So sorry, to reiterate that point. So which means that if, let's say, my parents need a little bit of help, just for a short period of time, I could actually give you a call no matter where I am. I mean, I could be Ipoh or Penang, and there are actually people who will go to my house and take care of my parents if let's say I have to travel.
That's correct. So our goal is that you can we'll get the caregiver, our professional caregiver, and then it's oversight by our team to make sure that you are that's what we call aging in place at home, and we can do that.
Oh, that's interesting. And I know that you have that tag, right? That we can always watch to know what's going on, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That
so
app.
that's a very we do have a digital app. It's our own that we developed so that family members. What it means is that all the vital signs and how the conditions are every day are tracked. So that gives a bit of transparency as well to the families to know that their loved ones are taken care of. But it also means that.
At any one point, I want to look at this app to see how my parents are doing. I can just.
That's right. Right. All the information is in there. You can see, and so you kind of get a good flavor as well what goes on a day-to-day basis. So for me, taking care of my parents, I can see what they've, how their heart rates, blood pressure, that kind of thing, and also to make sure the caregiver, they've done physio sessions. Or what they've eaten. So we always cater towards what requirements our clients want. Absolutely, all through the tech.
That's interesting. Well, someone is actually asking about does commune care offer kind of like a staycation type of thing where they can just check in for the weekend for a group of friends and all? Does commune offer that?
Absolutely. So right now, the good thing is that we do have a lot of opening packages and some trial stays and things like that. But the important thing is that it is a staycation in a sense, right? A staycation for as long as you like. So it could be a very short time. I always recommend to come once we open up to come and feel the space. And it can be short term or it can be very long term. If you really feel that, hey, why not I do a staycation forever? You can do that as well. Yeah.
But hang on, when is this starting again? It's not now immediately, right? It's almost ready.
It's almost ready. Our main launch will be in June, but from May onwards, the building will be ready. So,
if they win this invites, they can actually start going in May, but the actual full setup will be ready in June. Am I right?
That's correct.
Okay, that's really interesting. Yeah. Well, someone has actually asked, can we register once a week? And I think you already given your answer there. Yes, you can, and you can register it, once a week. Now, for those of you who want to find out a little bit more, and if you can't get through to Care Concierge and all, you can always drop a note to our hotline at Amazing Seniors, or to PM us on Facebook, and we'll get you in touch with them at Care Concierge as well as with Commune. I think it's a very interesting thing that you're doing right now, Martin.
Thank you, Penny. Yes, very excited.
Anyone else has? When is Cheras open? I think Emily. Emily, this is in. They are starting in June, but in May itself, they are open for visitations, for visits, and for just looking.
We're going to start with visits, so everyone can come and have a look. We'll give a personal tour and start in May, and then the main launch in June.
So this is interesting, right? So for all of you who want a taste of it, you can actually win this half-day passes, and it's worth 360 per pass. And this pass, you can bring a friend to the commune to experience what it's like for just half a day, breakfast and lunch included, and they will be prepared by specialty chefs and nutritionists as well. Am I right?
That's
right.
Just
looking into it. Please go and experience what it is like, because even I want it, Martin. I want. Okay. So anyway, anyone else here with any questions pertaining what it's like to manage care for as we grow older? Anything else in particular? Do you want to know what people have asked Martin for help in and all? I think those are interesting questions as well. Martin, what's one of the most complicated thing that you have had to deal with in this whole care management industry?
I think it's always important that we always put our residents and our patients first. It's always been something that we look forward to, and of course the challenges is also to make sure that we get the right caregivers to come and our nurses and teams. But I'm very blessed to have a very passionate team here. I think where we always look towards taking care of. But it's always a challenge for us to always evolve and improve, and we see that as an entire journey. So we're here for the long term to make sure that we can support everyone that needs the care and also to have that kind of lifestyle.
Okay, all right. Wait, I think let me just take a quick look at the chat to see if I've answered most of the questions there. So once again, course listing and wanting to look at the commune, you can either PM them direct, or you can actually go through us and text us, and we will organize something for you. There's also one more question. Will you be setting up in Sabah anytime soon?
Well,
how is Vicky from left to right?
I suppose now hearing this, we'll probably have to set up at every state. But Sabah will be something we're also quite interested in. It's a very nice place, definitely. But something soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming soon, huh? Okay. And someone is asking if and I think you have something like this as well. For seniors who can do some light work and wants to volunteer or to be involved as a resident, I think you have got a program, right, that recruits some of them.
Oh, absolutely. So happy to if you can get in touch with us, that'd be great. I think what you're referring to, Penny, is that we actually have our program that we also want to educate and train in terms of having caregiving skills. So we actually work together with Utah to actually have these programs. But on that note, as we're expanding as well, we'd love to get passionate people that want to be part of this as well, to come and join us. So certainly, please contact and let's go from there. Very exciting.
So maybe for all you know, we can organize the next session, and we could actually do something like maybe you could train some caregivers, or maybe just share how we can participate in caregiving, or how we can improve on that for the seniors that we live with, or as we get a little bit older ourselves as well. I think that may be an interesting.
That would be something very interesting. We'd love to do that as well. Yeah.
So Martin, I got you there locked on video. That you're
pretty much have done it. It's recorded.
Stay at a commune at Tanjung Pokong as well. So this is on video now. All right. I think that's about the time that we have right now. So those of you who still want to ask us more questions, you can take it to the chat. I will be taking note of it. And on top of it, what you can also do is you can PM us on our Facebook. Like I said, please, we are inviting you to stalk us, Amazing Seniors, on Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, all the grams out there. In fact, spam our oh no, please don't spam, but please messages on our hotline. We will help you and assist you in every way that we can. So if you want to find out more about a commune, if you want to find out more about Care Concierge, as well as that beautiful facility that they have in Penang, please drop us a note. If you can't get hold of them directly, we will put you through, we'll connect you as well. Okay, so what we want to have is for you to connect with us and let's talk so that we can explore more things together. Okay, so I think this is pretty much it. So I'm going to hand you over to Derek right now so that he can just give you a quick explanation on what's to come. Derek?
Okay.
Thank you. Hey, Martin, thanks a lot for your time, Martin.
Yeah, thanks, Martin. Thanks, Martin. Thank you so much for your sharing, Martin. Thanks, Ben. All right, we are coming to the tail end of our webinar this morning. So I hope you all have filled up the your details in the lucky draw registration form that we have posted in the chat box. And please, we want you all to be in the running for the Kairos coffee coupons, as well as the 10 half-day passes to the commune by Care Concierge. So we hope you will fill in your details ASAP, okay, before this webinar ends. And the results of the lucky draws will be announced on our Facebook page. So stay tuned to that after this webinar. We will announce the winners, the 15 winners, on our Facebook page. And folks, please follow us, like us on our social medias. All right. With that, I would like to end the session today with a big thank you to all of you. It has been a fantastic turnout. We are so happy to see everyone. Special shout out to Mrs. J for sharing her take on frailty. Thank you, Mrs. J. And a little reminder for the future events that we have in April this month on the 23rd, pandemic webinar with Dr. Priya. All right. We want to see all of you there, as well as in May on the 21st, the amazing Raya Cookout. We will share more on the cookout as the days go by. So we want to see a lot of you in May doing a lot of cookout for charity. With that, on behalf of the management team, the team in Amazing Seniors, Penny, Jasmine, and all the team that have worked so tirelessly behind the scenes, Ace, and Rosie in Kairos, thank you so much. Okay, the coffee is fantastic. Lovely. All right. We have our good fix of dopamine now. All right. Thank you so much. Wish you a very good weekend and God bless. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. Thank you.
I'm off to drinking my coffee. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend all.
Thank you all. Thank you all. God bless. All right.
Keep connecting with us, dear guys. Keep connecting with us on our hotline, PM, stalkers, likers, followers. Have a good weekend all.